I don't think I really chose to become a more comedic actor. I think just Will Ferrell and Adam McKay just offered that to me. They came to me, and then those movies worked, and people loved them. So suddenly I was a comedy actor. You know, like as far as I know, I'm just an actor. You know,
Right.
I just do whatever's put in front of me, and it's not like I change what I'm doing in order to be in a comedy or something. But yeah, it's nice problem to have, deciding what people want to call you.
Spare me the I don't remember routine. You hit me in public, Charlie. So as sure as you're looking at me right now, I'm leaving.
No, wait. All right, what do you want? This is about slapping each other in public. So I slap you, you slap me back, we're even. So go ahead, hit me. Jesus Christ! What is your goddamn problem? I slapped you and whacked you in the head with a shovel.
See, you do remember. It's funny that you say a lot of your films are memorable, because I've been thinking about that a lot lately, about what makes a film memorable and what resonates afterwards, after someone sees a film. Because I've recently been traveling a lot, and I've been watching movies on airplanes, and some of these superhero movies, like I'll watch it, it's perfectly entertaining and it makes the flight go by fast, but as soon as they're over, like, I couldn't tell you a single thing about the plot. Like, it doesn't really resonate for me in my own life, and for better or worse, like Sisters Brothers, when people watch the Sisters Brothers, this new film I have out right now, they're saying the opposite. They're saying, wow, I loved the movie when I watched it, but I have to say it kept expanding in my head afterwards. I was thinking about my brother and my family and my father, and just so much. Like, there was a lot to digest in that movie. And so that's a great compliment that you give me by saying that some of the films I've done are memorable, because that really is, I really try to do that. I try to pick stuff that has meaning for me.
Yeah, you do it. Let's talk about Sisters Brothers. This movie was a different kind of Western in a lot of
the
ways.
book itself is a different kind of look at the West, isn't it? You know, the movie, it's being called a Western, and it has horses and guns and whiskey. So technically, I suppose it is a Western, but it really wasn't what we set out to do. I didn't say, I want to make a Western, and Jacques certainly didn't say he wanted to make a Western. It was outside of his cultural lexicon as a French filmmaker. But what makes it so startling and original are those kind of details, like the fact that toothbrushes weren't widely used until, after the 1850s. So what would it be like to brush your teeth for the first time? And what would it be like to have to hand load your gun with the powder and the slug, and think, what does that do to your psychology when you're shooting? When you're shooting guns, like you make every bullet count when it takes that long to reload. So Patrick did a really interesting thing with the look at this time period in San Francisco and the gold rush. He looked at the historical facts of the time, like who was there, what were they doing, what were their concerns, what were their daily lives like, what did they eat, like those kind of things, as opposed to, a lot of the Westerns, and there's been so many great Westerns, and I love a lot of them, but a lot of them seem to be based on a myth of a myth of a myth of a myth. And so they're sort of like these Westerns, they sort of build on themselves as opposed to building on the historical facts of the time period. So Jacques says, he was thinking more of like a film like Night of the Hunter by Charles Laughton. This kind of like dark fairy tale about family and people. And
could be a Western in its own way.
In a way,
with Mitchum and, that kind of like...
yeah, exactly. And I think of a movie like Treasure of the Sierra Madre. When I first read the Sisters Brothers book, I thought, wow, this is like one of those kind of parables about greed in a way. So yes, we owe a lot to Westerns, but there's a lot more to this movie, and I think that's what makes it stay with you. It's not just good guys, bad guys chasing the Indians around or something like some of these older Westerns. It's a movie that feels relevant to our time. A lot of people have come up to me after they've seen the movie and said, wow, it's really thinking about what it means to be a man, like what is masculinity, and what kind of future do we want for the world, what kind of civilization do we want? Like, that's pretty cool that people talk about that stuff days after they've seen the film.
Stan and Ollie, we all love Laurel and Hardy, and I've seen this, and it's just so terrific. I mean, how did this come about, and how did you pull this off?
Well, I was approached by the director, John Baird, years ago about this, and first of all, I should say I'm a huge Laurel and Hardy fan. They literally, to me, that's like the wellspring of a lot of what I do as an actor. you know, I was exposed to the movies on television when I was a kid. I never saw them in the theater, but, you know, I have to just say, like, those are two legendary people in my life. And I think they're, in terms of acting, I think Laurel and Hardy were way ahead of their time. Yeah. They're doing very silly things and big broad gags and physical gags, but the naturalism of their acting was way ahead of its time.
I couldn't sleep for days when they told me what you did.
And I couldn't sleep when I did it.
But you still did it. You betrayed me. Betrayed our friendship.
Friendship? We're friends because Hal Roach put us together. And the only reason we stayed together was because the audience wanted it. I have real friends. And yes, we play golf. And we go to ball games. And we have sauerkraut on our bratwurst.
People will remember our movies long after you've finished your hot dog. You know something? You're just a lazy ass who got lucky because you met me.
Lucky? To spend my life with a hollow man who hides behind his typewriter? You're not real, Stan. You're hollow.
So when John Baird, the director, approached me with this idea that you know, he wanted to make this film and he wanted me to play Oliver Hardy, my first reaction was, no way. Like, I don't want that responsibility. Like, I hold that guy in the highest esteem. And I don't know, isn't there someone better? Couldn't you? You know, and I usually try to do that a little bit when people offer me things. I try to talk them out of it, you know, or suggest someone else, you know, oh, you know, who'd be good for this part, or this guy, like. And then if they really still want me, then I know, well, then this is something that was meant to be, and I have to try to do it because this thing might not get done if I don't do it. And then when I tried to think of someone else who could play Oliver Hardy, I was like, well, I might, you know, I'm not saying I'm as good as Oliver Hardy, but I really can't think of anyone else off the top of my head who's the right age, who has the right physicality, who can sing, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, you better give this a try.